working with the pen tool today, and I've tried to look for some tutorials that work really well. I'm not obsessed with any of them. I do have this for a little bit of curve versus straight line practice, so geometric versus organic. The important thing to know about the pen tool is that it's our most powerful tool to create vector, to create really specific vector shapes and images. We of course can also use some of the other tools that we've learned, but it's really important for you to learn the pen tool. The pen tool is a little bit confusing. I've been using it for almost 20 years and I still sometimes forget some of the shortcuts, but it's only through practicing that we get better at this. So I'm just gonna up above here show you. So when I'm gonna make sure that I want to make sure that my stroke is set, and then I'm going to remove the fill there. So now I know that I'm going to draw a line, but it's not going to fill as I go. If I had a fill in here, and I started making this, then the lines would automatically fill with the color. So I don't want to do that for right now. So we're going to get rid of our fill. And now when I click and release, what I've created is an anchor point. In order to make a line, you need 2 anchor points, and then the line will go in between them. So if I click and release again, I'm going to get a straight line, okay? And as I do that, every time I click, I'm going to have a new anchor point. If I want to be done with my line, going back here, if I want to be done with my line, so say this is all I wanted, oops, I could move my pen off and press escape. Remember, press V to select if I'm going to get rid of that. All right. So let's try here and make our shape. So these are all geometric lines. They're straight. Boop, boop, boop. If you want to, when you're making straight lines, so I'm going to go back. If you want to keep your lines at 45 degrees or 90 degrees, holding the shift is going to keep your lines in those very specific angle points. So here we go. Do this a little bit quick. And so currently I'm still just making a line. And each time I'm clicking, it's making a new anchor point. So then when I go back down here to the beginning, my start point, you'll see that right next to the pen, there's a little circle. That means my shape is filled. And you guys should have practiced this a little bit in our geometric shape exercise. So to make a curved line, you're going to click and release. And then you're going to click and drag. Don't release yet. You're going to drag. So now this anchor point has what's called handles. Handles are going to tell the direction and the intensity of a curve. So I'm going to click and pull till I get it about right. And if I were to go to 3, this is actually going to, they've made this nice and easy for you, so I don't actually have to break my handles. The curve is just going to continue as I go. So I'm just clicking and pulling. And there we go. So as you can see, as I pull this more, it gets more intense, less gets less intense. There we go. And I'm going to remove here. If this was not quite what you wanted, our friends, our shortcut friends, while we're using the pen tool, are Command. So if I press Command while I'm hovering over the path, that's the line, I can move this path and adjust it how I want it. So here I'm clicking and dragging, clicking and dragging. Oh, and it looks like I maybe wanted to, I'm going to do, maybe wanted to make this a little bit more. Bum, 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 that looks better. So I'm going to do this, yeah. And so here we're literally just continuing the same curve round and around and around. And escape. So now I have these two. Where it gets a little bit difficult is when we want to convert either, not only do we want to convert our, so let's start here, 1. And I'm actually going to pull out my path right here. And then when I go to 2, I'm going to actually just follow this tutorial. I'm going to pull to right there. But now, if I were to go to 3, you see that curve is continuing up there. So we want to change that. So to do that, you can click on the, oops, sorry. Let's see, where were we? You can click on the original anchor point while holding Option, and that is going to allow you to change the curve. Now, see, I mean, I've done this a million times and I'm still having a struggly time. So it is totally normal for that not to work for you right away. This is why we're practicing. So I'm going to click now. What we just did was converting the anchor point to show to make two different curves. Right now, I want to convert this anchor point so I can just make a straight line. So to do that, I'm just going to click again on the anchor point, and that's going to allow me to make a straight line here. But now we need to, now I'm going to click again and pull it out, and then here, boop, boop, boop. But now remember, here I call it breaking the arm. So here you're going to hold Option and pull out your new handle and hold Option here because we wanted it to behave differently. And there you go. So there's our mouth. So this is a starting point. I want you to do this today. And we have one other practice exercise we're going to do today.